the Mystics were moving the 2 games that were coming to their town with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. They were moving them to Baltimore. I'm just going to point it out for all of you. This is Angel Reese's home stomping grounds, by the way. So moving to Baltimore.
The Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese rivalry just took a wild turn, extending beyond basketball and into entire cities. The Washington Mystics made a bold move by relocating their home games against Clark's Indiana Fever to Baltimore, Reese's hometown. While it's clearly a cash grab, Reese's fans are fired up. The big question: why not use Capital One Arena in DC like last year? Did the Mystics set Reese up for potential embarrassment in front of her home crowd? Or is this just a strategic play to capitalize on the hype? Either way, WNBA chaos is about to unfold, and fans are ready for every second of it. Buckle up, this showdown isn't just about basketball anymore. Are you ready? Let's go.
See ya there. See ya there. Now, the Indiana Fever stated venue change. Our regular season game on May the 28th, on September 7th at the Washington Mystics are moving to CFG Arena in Baltimore, bruh. So as y'all can see here, say game location change, CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. Somebody said, could it be the Mystic owner doesn't want the Caitlin Clark shine to be seen again?
Angel Reese's fans are in full meltdown mode, and it's hard not to laugh. Caitlin Clark is set to play in Reese's hometown twice this season, sparking chaos among her supporters. This is the Caitlin Clark effect in action, and spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with Reese's overhyped antics. The WNBA has never seen a player draw this much attention so quickly, and Baltimore will be undeniable proof. Love her or hate her, Clark's impact is changing the league. One thing's for sure, this showdown is about to be must-watch drama.
Official release, straight from the NBA website, man. Indiana Fever 2025 road games at Mystics moved to Baltimore. So Angel, man, I mean, listen, y'all made a big deal 2 weeks ago about a Caitlin Clark billboard being put up in Chicago, the Windy City, the 3rd largest city in the country. Of course, they're gonna have Caitlin Clark billboards. What are y'all gonna do about this? Baltimore, be more careful. 2 games, oh my God.
Chicago fans already got a taste of the hype when Caitlin Clark came to town. The game was electric, the arena was packed, and the energy was unreal. But let's be honest, people weren't there to watch Angel Reese clank jump shots or throw on-court tantrums. They showed up for the real spectacle. Clark putting on a show and proving why she's the biggest thing to hit the WNBA in years. The league has been waiting for a player like this. Someone who can fill arenas and generate real excitement. And no, that doesn't come from Reese's exaggerated celebrations after another mid-tier performance. Clark's presence alone is shifting the WNBA landscape, and Baltimore is about to experience it firsthand.
Her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that.
Sky fans who believe Angel Reese is the future of the WNBA are scrambling for answers. Every time Caitlin Clark steps into their city, reality hits hard. Reese's supporters have hyped her up for months, but here's the truth. You can't be the face of the league if nobody outside your bubble cares. Reese only trends when she's complaining, missing wide-open layups, or stirring up petty drama. Meanwhile, Clark is rewriting record books, selling out arenas, and drawing a whole new wave of fans to the WNBA. The contrast is undeniable, and as the season unfolds, It's becoming clearer who the real game changer is.
It's a very thin line between hate and facts. And what I believe to be the case is that there was incremental growth in the WNBA comparatively to the exponential growth we are seeing now. What I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means...
Here's the funniest part. Rival teams are finally admitting what we all knew. The WNBA thrives when Caitlin Clark is on the court. Before she arrived, the league struggled for attention. Now, arenas are packed, TV ratings are soaring, and every franchise wants in on the action. Let's be real. It's not because Angel Reese occasionally drops a double-double against weak competition. It's because Clark is a generational talent who turns every game into a must-watch event. Her impact is undeniable, and the league has never seen anything like it.
A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last season. She accounted also for helping drive the numbers of merchandising up 500%. Of course, her jersey was #1.
Chicago fans are clinging to a false narrative, trying to convince themselves that Angel Reese is on Caitlin Clark's level. But let's be real, Clark is draining logo threes with ease, making impossible passes, and delivering highlight reel moments every game. Meanwhile, Reese is hustling, sure, but there's a big difference between being an effort player and a true superstar. The WNBA is a business, and when it comes to driving ticket sales, merchandise, and TV ratings, the answer is crystal clear. It's not the player flexing after a routine free throw. It's the one redefining the game every time she steps on the court.
Jeez. Man. Y'all were mad about that billboard a couple of weeks ago, the Reese's Pieces work. I mean, I just... This is going to annoy Angel. I know it is. And I know that they had to because the MCI Center, whatever, Verizon Center is under renovation. But still.
It's not just fans struggling with reality. The Chicago Sky organization is in a tough spot too. They have to market Angel Reese as their star, but every time Caitlin Clark comes to town, she steals the spotlight. Packed arenas, soaring jersey sales, viral highlights. It's all about Clark. Meanwhile, Reese's supporters are scrambling to justify what's happening. They claim she's great for the culture, but let's be real, culture alone doesn't pay the bills. The WNBA is a business, and right now, Clark is the one driving the league's biggest moments.
Let me tell you about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark has brought so many eyes to women's basketball that it's amazing. A dude named Acho, I forgot his first name, is something Acho.
Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah. He showed how in 5 days before the draft, she made the WNBA more money than they would have made in the next 5 years without her.
You know what really matters? Viewership and revenue. And Caitlin Clark is delivering both like no one else. WNBA teams are catching on fast. After seeing what Clark is doing for Indiana, they all want a piece of the action. The league has never commanded this level of national attention before, and let's be honest, it's not because Angel Reese is grabbing rebounds. Clark's presence alone turns regular season games into primetime events. She's converting casual watchers into dedicated fans, while Reese's supporters are left facing another harsh reality. Their favorite isn't the main attraction. Clark is the one redefining the WNBA's future.
So it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
Let's talk about the excuses, because there's always a new one when Angel Reese struggles. First, she's too young. Then she just needs more time. Now, she's still adjusting. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is getting triple-teamed, hacked on every possession, and still putting up elite numbers. Funny how one player gets endless excuses while the other simply proves, night after night, why she's the biggest thing to happen to the WNBA in years. Clark isn't asking for sympathy. She's letting her game do the talking, and the results speak for themselves.
The preseason game, Brazil versus the preseason game against the Brazilian national team, sold out in 36 minutes, 15,000 fans. There's tickets for that game upwards of $4,500.
Reese's fans are spiraling, and honestly, it's hilarious. They keep asking, why isn't Angel getting the same treatment? Why aren't teams bending over backward for her? Simple answer, she's not Caitlin Clark. Clark is selling out 10,000-seat arenas in minutes. Every city she plays in becomes a marquee event. The Fever's ticket sales are skyrocketing, and opposing teams are literally moving games to bigger venues just to meet demand. Meanwhile, Reese's fans are left looking around wondering, where's our sold-out stadium? The difference is clear. Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon.
I mean, all over. I mean, a lot of these tickets are crazy. But I'm just like, it's not even about the price for me. I'm just thinking about, like, I'm comparing the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky, because they said that it was like Me Too. Like, you guys are watching women's basketball because of Me Too. I mean, bro, everybody could get into this. Like, literally everybody could get into this game.
Reality check. Nobody is moving games for Angel Reese. Nobody is scrambling for bigger venues because demand is off the charts. The unrivaled league experiment already proved that when Caitlin Clark isn't involved, the excitement just isn't the same. Reese's fans keep waiting for the world to treat her like basketball royalty, but the truth is undeniable. There are levels to this. Clark's impact is real, measurable, and unstoppable, while Reese remains the loudest voice in the room, demanding respect she hasn't yet earned. Fans aren't rushing to buy tickets just to see Reese play. They aren't forcing franchises to expand arenas for the chance to watch her hoop. That right there is the difference. Clark's presence alone elevates the league, while Reese is still trying to prove she belongs at the top.
Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson really thought she was making a bold statement with her speech about Caitlin Clark. She stood there preaching about how the media needs to spread the attention around, insisting the league shouldn't just focus on Clark, acting as if she were championing the underappreciated stars of the WNBA. Fast forward a few weeks, and suddenly, her team is moving games to a bigger arena.
Why?
Because of Caitlin Clark. Let's get this straight. When it fits the agenda, Clark is just another player, nothing too special. But the moment ticket sales start rolling in, she's suddenly the biggest thing to ever happen to the Mystics? The contradiction is wild. If this was truly about elevating all WNBA players, why weren't they moving stadiums before? The reality is undeniable. Clark's impact is real, and even her critics can't ignore it.
Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson goes on CNN and says that the entire WNBA should have been put on the cover of Time magazine. It is hard to get away from this conversation because it just keeps making national news. And to be frank, I've never seen a story in the WNBA get as much widespread coverage as this is getting. I honestly can't wait until the season's back in so we can get more about basketball talk. But back to this.
So last night we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings.
Why weren't they selling out games before? Oh, that's right, because Angel Reese and the rest weren't drawing these kinds of crowds. Sheila Johnson, 1 minute you're lecturing everyone about giving other players their due, and the next, you're cashing in on Caitlin Clark ticket profits like you just hit the jackpot in Vegas. The hypocrisy is screaming. If the WNBA had $1 for every time someone tried to downplay Clark while secretly benefiting from her, the league would be making NBA-level revenue by now. It's the same cycle every time. Critics refuse to give Clark credit, yet she's the reason arenas are packed, casual fans are tuning in, and the league is breaking records in viewership and ticket sales. Now, The same people rolling their eyes at her hype are restructuring their entire business model just to get a piece of it. The reality is undeniable. Clark isn't just changing the game, she's changing the league's future.
But I've got a theory that Sheila Johnson is trying to do two things here. Number one, she's trying to screw Indiana Fever fans and Caitlin Clark fans. 6,000 less tickets available. Number two, while lining her pockets even more. Now, you might be like, well, Rhodes, I don't get it. Well, it's simple. Less tickets means the gate prices, all right? The gate prices for the game will actually go up. In other words, just like that preseason game, they got has got tickets for $4,500. A run-of-the-mill game like this, even we all know Caitlin Clark tickets are expensive.
Let's call it what it is, Sheila. You're not fooling anyone. You can preach all you want about spreading attention to other players, but at the end of the day, you know exactly who the real draw is. That's why your team is relocating games. That's why you're chasing this revenue wave. Caitlin Clark isn't just a trending topic. She's the future. Keep denying it all you want, but don't stop cashing those checks while you do. Her impact is so undeniable that she just sold out her first Indiana Fever preseason game against Brazil in under an hour. And yet, people still wonder why she gets all the attention. Do they need a full PowerPoint presentation? This isn't complicated. Clark is a generational talent, and the demand for her is off the charts. Fans didn't just buy tickets, they crashed the ticketing system. Meanwhile, other WNBA players are practically begging people to attend their games like they're hosting a free neighborhood barbecue. Clark's influence is reshaping the league, and the same people who try to downplay her are the ones profiting the most. The contradiction is impossible to ignore.